Our enigmatic and often misunderstood distant relatives have long been the subject of numerous myths and misconceptions. As fascinating discoveries about these hominins continue to be made, it is becoming increasingly apparent that the image of the primitive, brutish caveman is far from reality. Evidence suggests quite the contrary, painting a picture of a sophisticated and resourceful species capable of adapting to their environment, innovating, and thriving. From their advanced tool-making abilities and artistic expressions to their complex social structures and interactions with other hominin species, Neanderthals had cultures, social systems, and intelligence. These fascinating insights offer a fresh perspective on Neanderthals and their place in the story of evolution. In this video, we'll explore the most peculiar and surprising things about Neanderthals, shedding light on their unique capabilities and the ways in which they were similar to early Homo sapiens. Enjoy the show! Unique physical characteristics. Neanderthals possessed several unique physical characteristics that set them apart from modern humans. These features included large eyes and nasal openings, which researchers believe may have allowed them to see better in low-light conditions, aiding them in the cold, dark environments they inhabited. These large openings also meant they had larger sinus cavities and likely a better sense of smell than modern humans. The Neanderthal skull was broader and shorter than that of modern humans, with more pronounced brow ridges and sloping foreheads. Their possession of a larger jaw and teeth indicates an adaptation to a more robust and varied diet. Their skeletons were stockier and more robust, with shorter limbs and broad chests, particularly in comparison to their arms. These physical attributes provided them with greater strength and endurance, equipping them for their physically demanding lifestyles. Neanderthal males stood at an average height of approximately 165 centimeters, while females averaged around 153 centimeters. Their relatively short stature, combined with their broader and more robust build, resulted in an appearance quite distinct from modern humans. Overall, the unique physical characteristics of Neanderthals served them well in their challenging living conditions. While these features might be considered peculiar or odd by today's standards, they were in fact highly functional for the time and place in which they lived. Misconceptions about their posture. The image of Neanderthals that emerged from early scientific research depicted them as hunched, lumbering creatures with a posture that was not fully upright. This depiction was based on the first discovered Neanderthal skeleton, unearthed in the 19th century, which was later determined to have been affected by severe arthritis. The arthritis observed in the remains led to the misconception that the entire Neanderthal species possessed a stooped posture. Subsequent discoveries and more advanced scientific methods dispelled this myth. Neanderthals actually had a posture similar to modern humans, with a fully upright stance and a straight spine. It is now understood that the hunchback observed in the first discovered skeleton was an exception, not the rule. This discovery has contributed to a more accurate understanding of Neanderthals and their relationship to modern humans. Despite the clarification of their posture, the misconception of Neanderthals having an initially hunched and primitive appearance persists in popular culture. This misperception unfairly influences our perception of Neanderthals, leading to their being viewed as less evolved and less intelligent than modern humans. In actuality, Neanderthals were a complex and sophisticated species with many traits and capabilities that mirrored those of Homo sapiens. Clothing. The common image of Neanderthals as primitive cavemen has led to the misconception that they did not wear clothes or footwear. Archaeological evidence and scientific research, on the other hand, suggest otherwise. Neanderthals lived in colder climates than modern humans and, as a result, needed to find solutions to protect themselves from the elements and preserve their body heat. Fossil evidence suggests that Neanderthals crafted clothing from animal hides, likely creating garments that were loose-fitting and similar in design to modern ponchos. These clothes provided them with protection in extreme heat and cold, allowing them to survive and thrive in their challenging environments. In addition to clothing, there is also evidence to suggest that Neanderthals wore footwear or something similar. The challenging terrain and cold conditions they lived in would have necessitated some form of protection for their feet. Although no actual Neanderthal shoes have been discovered, wear patterns on the toe bones of remains indicate that they wore some type of foot covering. There is also evidence that Neanderthals possessed the knowledge and skills necessary for creating thread and engaging in basic weaving. Microscopic plant fibers found at archaeological sites suggest that they may have used plant materials to create rope and possibly even woven fabrics. This evidence points to the possibility that Neanderthals were capable of more complex clothing and footwear production than previously thought. Artistic skills. The artistic capabilities of Neanderthals have been a subject of debate among scientists and researchers for many years. It was believed that these hominins lacked the cognitive abilities necessary to create and appreciate art. However, recent discoveries have challenged this notion. Cave paintings found in Spain were dated to a time before the arrival of Homo sapiens in the region, suggesting that the paintings were likely created by Neanderthals. The paintings featured abstract shapes and depictions of animals, similar to those found in other prehistoric art created by modern humans. These findings provided compelling evidence that Neanderthals not only had the ability to create art, but also possessed the cognitive capacity to appreciate and understand the symbolic nature of artistic expression. The discovery of the cave paintings revolutionized our understanding of Neanderthals' cognitive abilities and capacity for symbolic thought. It also highlighted the many similarities between them and modern humans, challenging the idea that Neanderthals were less evolved or less intelligent than Homo sapiens. Sense of rhythm. The possibility that Neanderthals may have been musically inclined is a much debated topic among researchers. In 1995, a prehistoric bear bone was discovered in a cave in Slovenia, which appeared to have deliberately spaced holes carved into it, suggesting it may have been used as a flute-like instrument. The bone was dated to approximately 43,000 years ago, a time when Neanderthals inhabited the region. While some researchers believe that this bone offers evidence of Neanderthals' musical abilities, others argue that the holes are the result of natural processes or animal activity. The debate over the bone's origins continues, and there is currently no consensus on whether it is indeed a genuine musical instrument. The idea that Neanderthals may have had a sense of music, rhythm, and sound is intriguing, further challenging the notion that they were merely primitive creatures. While more research and evidence are needed to definitively prove Neanderthals' musical capabilities, this possibility remains an exciting area of inquiry. Communication through speech. The question of whether Neanderthals possessed the capacity for speech and complex communication has long intrigued researchers. Genetic studies have shown that Neanderthals possess the FOXP2 gene, which is essential for speech, language development, and tool-making in modern humans. This finding suggests that Neanderthals indeed had the capacity for speech and complex communication, similar to Homo sapiens. Additional evidence supporting the idea that Neanderthals could communicate through speech comes from their social behaviors and group dynamics. Neanderthals cared for sick or injured group members and buried their dead, both of which are indicative of complex social behaviors that require communication. Additionally, Neanderthals engaged in sophisticated hunting strategies that would have necessitated cooperation and effective communication among group members. While it is impossible to know exactly what Neanderthal speech sounded like or the extent of their language abilities, the available evidence strongly suggests that they were capable of communicating through speech. Comprehensive diet. Contrary to the stereotype that Neanderthals were primarily meat-eaters, archaeological evidence reveals that their diet could be quite comprehensive depending on their environment. Their meals consisted of meat from various animals, fish, and plant-based foods like fruits, nuts, seeds, and roots. Their dietary preferences were largely determined by the available resources in their respective geographic regions. For instance, Neanderthals living in coastal regions likely consumed a significant amount of fish and shellfish, while those inhabiting densely forested areas relied more on plant foods and small game. In the Mediterranean steppe, they may have hunted large mammals like deer, horses, and mammoths. This flexibility in their dietary habits allowed Neanderthals to adapt to various environments and climates and take advantage of the resources available to them. The comprehensive dietary patterns of Neanderthals are particularly impressive when compared to the less diverse diets of modern humans. Neanderthals were capable of processing different food sources, a trait that could provide an advantage in their often harsh and unpredictable environments. Early medical practices. Neanderthals had a rudimentary understanding of medicine, as evidenced by the presence of certain plant compounds in their dental plaque. Researchers discovered traces of chamomile and yarrow in the dental plaque of Neanderthal individuals, suggesting they used these plants for their medicinal properties. Both chamomile and yarrow have anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties that could be beneficial in treating various ailments. This evidence suggests that Neanderthals recognized the healing properties of some plants and utilized them as medicine. Cracked starch granules found in the analyses indicated that the Neanderthals cooked the plants before eating them. Aromatic hydrocarbons associated with wood smoke in the chemicals within the tartar provided further evidence of the use of fire. Care for the injured and sick. Neanderthal fossils provide evidence that they cared for injured and sick members of their group. One well-known example is the Neanderthal fossil known as Shanidar 1, which showed signs of numerous injuries, including a missing arm, broken legs, partial blindness, deafness, and physical deformities. Despite these disabilities, Shanidar 1's survival for many years suggests that he received care and support from his community. Other examples of Neanderthals caring for the injured include individuals with healed fractures, suggesting they received assistance and protection during their recovery process. The survival and recovery of injured Neanderthals highlight the importance of group support and cooperation in their societies. Burial practices. The discovery of Neanderthal burial sites provides intriguing insights into their culture and beliefs. Some Neanderthal skeletons have been found in what appear to be deliberate burial sites, suggesting that they practiced some form of burial ritual. While the reasons for these burials remain unclear, researchers debate whether they were motivated by feelings of mourning, religious beliefs, or a practical way to keep scavengers away. Grave goods, such as animal bones or stone tools, have also been found in Neanderthal burial sites. These objects suggest that Neanderthals may have believed in an afterlife or held some form of spiritual belief. The practice of burying their dead reveals another aspect of Neanderthal culture that challenges the stereotype of them being primitive and simplistic. While many questions remain about the specifics of their burial practices and beliefs about death, these discoveries offer a fascinating glimpse into the complex lives of our ancient relatives. Adaptability. Neanderthals possessed a remarkable ability to adapt to their environment. They managed to survive in a wide range of environments, from the cold, inhospitable tundras of Ice Age Europe to the temperate Mediterranean climate. They were able to develop the skills, technology, and social structures necessary to effectively utilize the resources of these diverse environments. Their ability to adapt to various climates and ecosystems is a testament to their resilience and intelligence, allowing them to thrive for hundreds of thousands of years until they were eventually replaced by Homo sapiens. Complex social structures. The compassionate behavior exhibited by Neanderthals towards injured or sick group members and their funerary practices suggest that they had complex social structures. These social networks were critical to their survival, providing support, protection, and resources in times of need. In addition to caring for the injured and sick, the presence of the FOXP2 gene in Neanderthals indicates that they had the capacity to communicate through spoken language and form social bonds. This ability may have facilitated cooperation within their groups, which was essential for survival in their challenging environments. Interbreeding with other hominin species. Genetic evidence has revealed that Neanderthals were not an isolated species but actually interbred with other hominins, including early Homo sapiens and Denisovans. This interbreeding resulted in an exchange of genetic material that can still be found in the DNA of modern humans today. The ability of Neanderthals to interbreed with other hominin species demonstrates their flexibility and adaptability, as well as their capacity to form social connections with other groups. This genetic mixing also sheds light on the complex relationships between different hominin species, revealing that they were more interconnected than previously thought. Studies on Neanderthals have provided valuable insights into our own evolutionary history and the development of human culture. Through the analysis of their DNA, tools, and art, we have seen that Neanderthals were far more complex than previously thought and likely played a significant role in shaping human evolution. What do you think about this? What do you find most surprising about Neanderthals? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your time. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.